Why is it that anytime someone says that they are overthinking, a lot of the times you realize that what they are overthinking is negative. What they are overthinking is something bad. What if this bad thing happens? What if they judge me? What if they criticize me? What if nobody loves me? What if nobody loves the show? What if nobody shows up? And you see that overthinking just makes you spiral. You become worried, you become anxious, and and you're like, oh, okay, I'm not doing that anymore because now I've overanalyzed everything, I've overthought it, and I can't do this anymore. And what is prompting this episode today is a tweet I saw on Instagram where somebody said, even if you're going to overthink the positive too. And I sat with that tweet for a long while. I still think about it every day because it's like, why can't I choose to overthink the positive thing? Why can't my default setting or my default state be to overthink the good parts that could possibly happen? I mean, we could have an answer about why overthinking the negative thing is a thing, because the reason why you overthink is because of the whole list of possibilities negativity could breed. Like, okay, if it goes bad, this is what happens, this is what happens, this is what happens. But if the positive things happen, it's like our mind becomes kind of like limited to what could happen. So if it goes well, you become excited, and our mind can't fathom, pushing further than, I'm happy. But the bad stuff, if the bad stuff happens, another part, your mind continues to uncover how this terrible story your mind is making up, progresses. I want to choose the positive part, not hyper positivity, like even when something is realistically wrong, I still decide to be positive. Or I could decide to do that too. But let it be that a lot of the times that when I'm overthinking, it's more about, so if this thing goes well now, what's the next step? What am I going to use the good from that thing to do? And another thing my mind is telling me is the reason why people don't overthink the positive is because overthinking the positive is expectations. Yeah, expectations emanate from overthinking positive things. So you're expecting that something would happen, something good will happen. And you hold on to it, you hold on to that hope. And if eventually it doesn't happen, you revert to the negative aspect. So I would say expectations are a result. Good expectations are a result of overthinking positive things. And the hope is that our expectations are met. But then I can remember that I used to have a school of thought that, don't expect anything. Just allow things be. Allowing things be and not expecting anything is a factor of overthinking negative things. And it's always easier to overthink negative things, especially when you've had expectations for things to work out for good and then something bad happens. And it seems like it's also boring to overthink positive things, because the real joy is overthinking negative things, and then instead of that negative thing to happen, the good thing then happens. It's more climatic like that. It's just like traveling long distance by road. It is stressful, it makes you frustrated, but it is worthwhile. It is climatic compared to riding by plane, where it is just 45 minutes and you're already landed. Very anti-climatic. So I don't usually travel long distance by road. Like from Anambra to Abuja, Abuja to Anambra, I always travel by air. And I can remember one time I was traveling by air. I was like, this is boring. Traveling by air is so freaking boring, because you guys are the only ones in the air. There is no passenger to look to. There are no, monuments to look at. There is nothing on the road to look at. There's no police officer to stop your bus and see and yarn one rubbish and then everybody goes. It is boring. Most times you don't even speak to your fellow passengers. Everybody's just looking ahead or just doing something on their phone or doing something, reading a book or something. Some are sleeping. It is so anticlimactic being on the plane. But it is the most blissful, is the most stress-free. You get there on time, everything is smooth, everything is jolly, and we're good. But that other one, traveling by road, that you have to sit for the longest time, you're stressed, you're tired, you're hungry. That one is more climatic because it's like a reward system. You started off, it was stressful and everything. Once you land in your house, once you reach house, you're like, I really traveled today. Now, this is not easy. There's no glory in suffering. If you have money for plane, go and ride your plane. It is, it doesn't waste your time if you want to utilize your time well. Air for sure. I would always travel by air, but if I need a little bit of drama while traveling, the road. You understand? I'm just trying to compare that to talking about, or what I'm saying about overthinking positive things. Maybe one of the reasons why people don't overthink positive things is because it is boring. It is anticlimactic. So you overthought the positive thing and then you went and did it and it was all good. Okay? There was no drama. There was no, so I thought this thing was not going to work, but it worked. You know what I mean? So when you overthink negative things and you're worried, you're anxious, it's like, I was all of this, but then it's like that grace to grass story. It's like that grass to grace story. You understand? But like I said before in the airplane issue, there's no glory in suffering, because what overthinking negative thing would do to you is it will make you suffer. It will make you stress for no reason. It will make you lose your shit for no reason. It will make you lose your mind for no reason. It will make you just feel like your head is about to combust. Yes, it is more, what's the word I'm looking for? It is more interesting to undergo. But is it worth it? Doesn't it waste your time? Doesn't it make you worry for no reason or stress for no reason? Resources that you're meant to be putting into other things, you're putting it into overthinking one problem that is non-existent. So it's still something I'm still trying to unpack. But nowadays, whenever I catch myself overthinking negative, I'm just like, girl, you need to chill. What if it happens well for us? What if it goes well in our favor? What if I mount up to that stage and I have a beautiful performance? What if my legs don't shake? What if I keep my head tall? What if I smile to that guy and smiles back at me? What if the good stuff happened too? Overthinking is a case. Well, may we live more in our own lives than inside our heads. Amen? Amen.